The following describes the process to join the actuator shaft to the valve stem. Select the Align Coupling button to begin. You can name the actuator for ease of identification in the field. The MOV, Motor Operated Valve tag, will appear when you search for an actuator during the Bluetooth connection process. Set the state when the shaft extends. Here it closes when it extends. Here you set the maximum amount of thrust for the directions of travel. Decide if that thrust is to be used for opening and closing. This will apply a set thrust to the valve stem at the end of travel for a valve tight shutoff, as opposed to limit, which will stop the actuator at a set limit but without the tight shutoff. You must ensure that these thrust, shaft action and end stop settings are correctly set, or damage to the valve may occur. Select the Start option to save the changes and proceed to align the coupling. Here you can manually set the position. The actuator will move to the indicator position on these position control sliders. Course control will allow full travel of the actuator. Fine control is used for small adjustments of the actuator spindle. Incrementing the position slider using the arrows will vary the position by 1% for coarse and 0.1% for fine control. When the position control is operated for the first time, a warning will appear to indicate that the actuator will be taken offline and will not respond to remote control commands. Click on the OK button. It is critical that there is correct alignment between the actuator output shaft and the valve stem. Any misalignment will result in increased mechanical wear and possible damage to the valve stem. The actuator is now unavailable for remote control. The actuator will move to the indicator position on the position control slider. Connect the output shaft to the valve spindle using a suitable coupling. It's now possible to set the end of travel limits. Using the position control slider, move the output shaft to the full actuator output shaft travel limit, or until it reaches the valve spindle, leaving a minimal gap and ensuring there is no misalignment between the two shafts. If the actuator output shaft reaches its fully extended position, it will be necessary to retract the shaft a sufficient distance to ensure a tight shutoff in thrust seating valves. Course control will allow full travel of the actuator. The actuator shaft is now connected to the valve system.